I've been using Google for basically my entire adult life. And so my mental construct of what work looks like and how it gets done has actually been defined by this corporation in a way that I wasn't aware of. And so the process of de-Googling for Fight for the Future has also been a process of like personal reprogramming for what work looks like, and also accepting to a certain extent, because I'll be honest, like Google's tools are really good and my brain is just absolutely programmed to work with them.
Right.
Yeah, other things feel slower, other things feel different. I'm having to adapt a lot, and that's a process. But every time I confront that, oh, I want to get it done faster, oh, be busy type of reaction when I'm using a non-Google product, I think about why I'm doing what I'm doing. And it's this little moment of like smugness of like, see, Google, we don't actually need you.
Right. Yeah. And it's funny that taking that beat and to think about doing what you're doing comes up so often on this show, and we have a lot of the privacy tips, and it's interesting that it's coming up there. Let me ask you, like, generally speaking, getting off the big tech platforms, what has that process been like?
Well, we're lucky enough at Fight for the Future to have a couple of devs on staff. We have an amazing CTO here who builds a lot of our custom tech tools for advocacy, what have you. So for us, there was like an iterative process of testing alternatives to Google Docs. There was an assessment of what just makes the most sense for this team in terms of email solutions. And we've already been using things like Element, which is a encrypted and decentralized alternative to Slack, and just moving into more of those tools and finding the ones that actually can support real-time document collaboration, or this one looks pretty, but it doesn't let you make comments, and that's a problem. So it's been a trial and error process a bit here. And the biggest takeaway, I think, for our dev team is that everybody should be using the same tools the same way. So we've been coming together around that a bit more at Fight than we ever have before. And it's created like more cohesion and also just like more understanding of each other's processes, which has been good too.
Yeah. Is there any particular tool? You mentioned Element, but are there any particular tools that you've come across that have been super helpful that people might be curious to check out?
I mean, Element is our number one. It's been incredible as a tool, as a Slack replacement. We are super reliant on it as an org, and it has really performed well for us. Like little things like we have bots that every time somebody donates to Fight for the Future, we get a little notification that somebody gave and things like that. And then I also should just shout out, and I mean, for listeners of this podcast, it's basic, but like we do all our calls on Signal now, basically, unless like an external partner wants to use a Google link or a Zoom or what have you. If they're on Signal and we're on Signal, we are defaulting to Signal. That's where we do our group stand-ups every day. We do video calls, screen shares. It is just so impressive how far that team has come with how good their tool is. We can basically do almost anything there.